Welcome. Come into the room, family. Come into the room. You are welcome. I am H-Town Vet. I would like to welcome you to this live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. Come into the room. Let us know that you are here, family. Come into the room. And today, family, we're going to get right into it. You don't want to miss anything. First, we want to thank everybody for showing up, for being here. This is an impromptu live stream, and we thank you for showing up. And those of you that are coming into the room, this is a last minute notification, but come on in because we're going to do it from time to time. I want to do more live streams, and we appreciate y'all continued support and how the channel is growing. Did you hear what I said? And we appreciate you for it. Now, we want to show special respect to our veterans that are homeless and those that are struggling with housing. And if you know of any programs that can help them, people have been reaching out, let us know. We really appreciate you. We'll do everything we can to help. Here, your opinion counts. So, family, we don't have a problem with you having the differences of opinion. We just don't tolerate disruption, unnecessarily disruption, but disagreement, strong disagreement, that's okay. That's how we grow. And we also want to let you know that our regular scheduled live streams are on Sundays and Thursdays. We're probably going to include Tuesday also at 6 p.m. Central Time. So as you come into the room, if you would like to tell us, let us know that you're here. If not, you can sit back and relax. And we do have impromptu live streams like the one we're having now. Now, about how to contact us. Our email is htownvetnorthside@gmail.com. Our YouTube channel is there, htownvetnorthside. And we have our donation information for PayPal and Cash App. Now here, this channel is different. Our channel is more of where we come together and we interactive channel where we support each other, we communicate. This is the importance of our channel here. That you are the center. We put out information first, but it's also interactive. Now, trolling is not tolerated. We don't have problems with disagreement. And even if you do a little heckling, it's okay. But let's stay on topic, not get rude, disrespectful, attacking people unnecessarily. But we can have disagreement. That's no problem. And we'll clarify as you come to the room. We respect and honor all branches of the military, whether it be Space Force, Coast Guard, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. All branches of the military are respected here and appreciated. Now, when it comes to ranking, H-Town came up with this. There's no ranking here on our channel, or it's not even my belief, whether you're a combat veteran, non-combat veteran, that whether you're special forces or a cook or you work in admin, it really doesn't matter. If you are an officer or enlisted, it doesn't matter. All are embraced here. Male, female veterans, however you identify, it's cool. Now, what we've done over time, and we've been developing it here at the H-Town Vet, as the channel grow, and from time, it's in spurts where people will come in and try to disrupt the channel. Sometimes it's people in the chat. Sometimes it might even be other content creators trying to disrupt. So we make sure that we follow the rules. We don't care who they are. Okay. Now, one important thing we want to point out about the chat is that make sure you understand that this is a public platform. There's some things that you may not want to discuss over a public platform because you could be doxxed. So if you got something you'd like to share with us that's private, get it on our email and make sure you use your chat name. So that's because that's the name we'll use to communicate. Or you can use your name, but let us know it's you from the chat. You can use whatever email you have. We're going to respect your privacy. Now here, family, we talk about poking that bear. If you have a VA rating, whether it's 0 to 100% permanent total, should you poke that bear? Well, that's going to be up to the veteran. But last night we came up with so many reasons why it would be important to poke that bear, and others were saying, I ain't going to do it. So we're going to be talking about that. Now, many people come here poking the bear, then either they expect a certain response that I don't give them, and they just tap out and quit, and you may not ever notice it. Or they might come out and start heckling a little bit. Somebody dropped an F-bomb against the Army. F the Army, that was just total out of blue. My first introduction to the channel and the chat to meeting you, you say F the Army. I said, I didn't block them. I just said, hey, let's clean that up. Let's get an apology. We didn't hear no more from them, and they just left. Now, if they come back, they're going to be dealt with because they broke and ran. Did you hear me? Here, our philosophy is this, that we as veterans served our country, signed a contract where we couldn't leave the military when we got ready. We couldn't just quit. So we were government property, right? So you break it, you buy it. If we get injured in the military, regardless of whether it's in combat or non-combat, regardless where it happened, in theater or on the base, it is in the line of duty that's in our contract. Now, I'm a combat veteran saying this because we can't change the rules in the middle of the game. That's called cheating. Now, smash that like button if this information has been informative, and I'm seeing that the family is smashing that like button, and we appreciate you and we thank you for those that are new to the topic. New to the channel. We thank you for being here too. I'm gonna start doing it at different times so we can catch people at different times. Now that I have more time allotted to me because my family, my young ones finished school, we're gonna start doing. Now let's get on topic. What that means is you can ask questions, but they should be related to the topic for the most part. Sometimes we might veer off. Let's get to it. And the topic for today is, what is the importance of verifying the double checking VA benefits? What is the importance of verifying and double checking VA benefits? We're going to go into that, family. Did you hear me? Yes, indeed. You said, well, H-Town, what this got to do with a home and tax exemptions? Well, we're going to break all of that down today. Now, if you are getting a VA home loan, or if you trying to utilize any of your VA benefits related to your home, whether that be tax exemptions or a VA home loan guarantee, you're going to be dealing with one branch of the VA, which is the Veterans Benefit Administration. This is not going to be the Veteran Healthcare Administration or the National Cemetery Administration, which all three make up the VA, which is ran by the Office of the Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins, at the time of this video. So we're dealing with the VBA. Now, if you're dealing with a home and you're trying to get an exemption, we're going to be talking about it from a state level in your area, and you're trying to get a tax exemption, let's say. You don't want to take in your VA rating narrative or VA decision letter, no. Your VA notification letter, no. H-Town, why not? You want to take in your VA award letter, the one that you receive every year from the VA. When you're trying to buy a car, most of your business on the civilian side of the game, you need to make sure that you're using this letter. Why H-Town? No, you didn't oversleep, brother. Our brother in here said, oops, did I oversleep? No. we coming on early, so keep those notifications on. Show love to our family here, our brother, if somebody else, if a few people in the room. Come on, we just doing it. Now, when it comes to that, there's certain information that you don't want out there. All right? You wouldn't want your decision letter. We used to take our decision letter around and show the people for our VA benefits, for our property tax exemptions, and for different things. Even our notification letter. You can actually use the VA code sheet, even though many of us did not have it. If you want more information about the VA code sheet, watch our previous video that we did about this. Okay, now listen. One of our last two videos. When you get your award documents, your VA award documents, you need to have them, but you don't need to share all that information with everybody. Okay? Make sure you have these documents, and if you don't have your VA code sheet, you need to go get it. Go watch our video on that. Very important. Because they deal with your health status. So if you're trying to buy a car or a house, you don't need everybody on your personal business when it comes to your health. You understand? So that's been one of the biggest things, that they had to come up with a document at the VA where they could give our status as a veteran and the benefits we qualify for without divulging our personal health information. Let us know how you're doing, Brother Charlton. Now, status. Well, we want them to know we're service connected or not and what our rating is. But when it comes to our conditions, even our combat status, it's not necessary, or our future exams. It's not necessary for anybody we're buying a house or car from to know this information. And given the current climate, it could actually cause more harm than good, people hating on veterans. And nobody needs to know your medical conditions. So that's why we have the award letter. So H-Town, what's the VA award letter? Does that mean we got awarded? No, it's just a summary document that has your personal information, your military information, your VA benefits information, and it has like a definition sheet or two about defining benefit terms that's used in the document. Okay? H-Town gonna break it down, don't worry. It is an official document. That I want you to understand. Yes, you can use it to purchase a home, purchase a car, tax exemption. Use it as proof of income. It is an official government document that should not be tampered with. Did you hear what I said? Don't change the amount, the percentage you got. You can get in federal trouble for that. Now, it's summarized, as we said, it's a summary document, similar to the VA code sheet, but without the medical information. H-Town, what you talking about? We're about to show you. So here's a copy here of the hypothetical Mr. John Brown. This is a copy of his form, his VA award letter. And before we get in that, we're gonna go over our brothers, what he's saying here. Brother Charlton says, I am okay. Yes, I see why you give this information. Thanks for doing. I went through this hate back in 1999. VA was sloppy back then with our records. Yeah, we was walking up to people with all type of documents. Come on, family. We was coming out with, they knowing whether we had PTSD, we had any kind of injuries, stuff that medical information that's nobody else's business. So they should have done this document a long time ago. I don't know when officially they did it, but I remember back in the 90s, it was open season. You just had to come up there and it's showing all your injuries, people all in your business. What if they use that information to make a negative decision about giving you the loan, right? Oh, you're a combat veteran. I don't like you. You're a non-combat veteran. I don't like you. Oh, I don't consider that to be a real injury, PTSD. I'm not giving this loan. So yes, we got to be very careful when it comes to things. So with the document, we're going to go over here. Now we have Rage Prepper in here. Thank you. Say, what's up? It's all good. With the document, it starts off with who wrote it or prepared it. And here with hypothetical Mr. John Brown, the the Department of Veteran Affairs, the VBA in particular, 6900 Alameda Road, Houston, Texas, 77030. This is the VA that's in the Houston area here. And yes, indeed. Let me get up here 1 minute. And thank y'all for coming in. This is an impromptu live, but we're going to be doing it like this sometime. He said, Charlton said, correct, H-Town. Yes, indeed. We're talking about the fact that we used to have to carry our personal information around, family, in our decision letter or our notification letter. And then it was telling everybody all of the health conditions that we had, or tell them about benefits that's not related to what we're applying for. You might have been applying for a home loan. You might have been applying for a car loan. Who needed to know all your personal business like that? And Rage Prepper and says, sup, y'all? It's all good. U.S. Army Grunt say, H-Town Vet Northside. Hello, Mr. H-Town. Hope you are having a great day, sir. Yes, I might be doing this more frequent, but we're going to keep it shorter. If you notice, I'm starting to make the live stream shorter, but we're going to break down all these documents. I'm not your bus driver, but I'm going to take you to school today. Is that all right, family? Is that all right? Now let us continue. So like we say, the document should have where it's from, who prepared it, the Department of Veteran Affairs, the address, which this one for Mr. John Brown, the hypothetical Mr. John Brown, it's in Houston. Also, it's going to tell, hold on. Yeah, just drop by. It's just good to be here. Now, also, it's going to tell you things such as they're going to have your address on there. It has Mr. Brown address, and it has a small summary. This letter is to summarize the benefits you currently receive from the Department of Veteran Affairs, VA. We are providing this letter to disabled veterans to use in applying for benefits such as state or local property or vehicle tax relief, civil service preference, to obtain housing entitlement, free or reduced state park annual membership, or any other program or entitlement in which verification of VA benefits is required. Come on now. Come on now. Did you hear that? So here we go, family. Please safeguard this important document. This letter is considered an official record of your VA entitlement without all your personal, private medical information on there, without other information that's not related to what you're applying for. So let's go over what's on there, right? First thing is, our records contain the following information. First thing they're going to cover is your personal claim information. So they're going to have your claim number and that you are a veteran. Your VA claim number is, and that most time it's your social security number. Then it says you are the veteran, and they have a veteran, so you are the veteran. Because it could be something where it's the widow of a veteran. or widower. Military information. Now, this is the important part here. Your military information, very important. Your character of discharge and service dates, included. He was in the Army, honorable discharge for Mr. John Brown. He was in from October the 21st, 1988 to October the 20th, 1992. Now check out, peep game, and you need to always go back and check. You may have additional periods of service not listed above. Who had more than one period of enlistment in the military where you got one DD-214, but you went back for another, and you went in for another stint in the military? Now, that's what we're talking about here. Okay. Now we got that information. Now we're about to get to the other one. But first, I want to check on some of the statements. So Rage Prepper says, H-Town Northside driving by live stream. Yes, indeed. We're glad that you showed up. Let's talk about any questions of anything that we've covered thus far. Then U.S. Army Grunt say, H-Town Vet Northside, I am in step 7 of 10 minutes ago from what system? Said, yeah. What's that? I don't understand exactly. Let me know. Then Rage Prepper says, had one long haul. Okay, one. So you had just your DD-214. I only have my one DD-214 myself. Okay. So family, we're going to get back into it. And we thank you for your continued support. Now let's get into the meat of the matter. Can we talk about it, family? Let's talk about the most important section. That's the VA benefits information. Please listen to me, because this is not going to just help you when you're applying or showing that you're entitled to certain benefits from the VA. This is also going to be helpful if they try to turn on you at the VA. H-Town, what you talking about? It says VA benefits information. Your combined service-connected evaluation is, so what is it? 100% effective date 2/5/2014, which is February the 5th, 2014. Now, that means that was the award effective date. That might not be the first day he got benefits, but that is his award effective date. Okay? So that's when it started, the 100% started. So this is an important thing that a lot of people, when you're applying for credit or different things, or a car or home, your current monthly award amount is, right now at the time of this video, because it was just Mr. Brown by himself, $3,938.58. Now I want you to start following me here. This is what they left off of mine, and I had to go get them to redo it. You listening to me? One, they didn't say my award effective date. They just said I was 100 without putting on the effective date when it started. That's critical. So I went up there and made them put all that on there. They sent me the letter that they send in every year. Now let's go to the third line under VA benefits information. You are entitled to a higher level of disability due to being unemployable. No, not Mr. John Brown, and neither myself. So no, because Mr. Brown's is not based on unemployability. Did you hear what I said? Now, next, you are considered to be totally and permanently disabled due to your service-connected disabilities. The answer is yes. Effective date is 2/5/2014, which is the same as the effective date for the 100%, because it's permanent total, just showing it's permanent total down here. That means February the 5th, 2014. H-Town, why that important? Because that's when your 20 years start. Based on this, when will Mr. John Brown have 20 years fall under the 20-year rule where his disability will be protected as long as he could not commit fraud, and that he have the 20-year rule where they can't touch his or reduce his benefits as long as he never went under that 100% permanent total for 20 continuous years. When would he meet his 20-year anniversary from 2/5/2014? Somebody let us know. Somebody let us know. Now, I'm going to get to y'all questions, but the last thing, which is very important, you should contact your state or local. They're just informing you. You should contact your state or local office of Veteran Affairs for information on any tax license or fees related to benefits for which you may be eligible. So you have to do your due diligence at the state side of the game, on the state level. State officials of Veteran Affairs are available at, and they give the website, va.gov/state VA, and that's it. Now you say, why you keep going over this document? Well, we went over for a reason. Now we're going to come back here because my sister's in the room and we got some good questions coming up here and we're going to answer them. Can we do it, family? Family, can we talk? So our brother Charlton, question: can private group life insurance access VA medical records information service connected? I'm sure they're going to request it. I don't know if they do access to your medical records. I don't know if it comes with the VA, but if they find out you're a veteran, they might ask for it. I think so. I forget, because I did know the answer previously. I apologize. We got to look into that, family. Rage Prepper says, oh, he's talking to U.S. Army grunt. Okay. Betty Bob said, hello, everybody show love to my sister Betty Bobs. Then we have brother Charlton. Betty Bob saying hi to Charlton. Everybody speaking. And they y'all talking to each other. So I'm gonna respect what y'all saying, respect your gangster, and we gonna come on with it. Now, any questions about the summary of benefits letter? The purpose of it is to provide you information in a condensed form, a summary that keeps out a lot of your, without violating HIPAA law, without your medical information being divulged to others. Okay? Oh, fam, look at y'all just coming in here. 2034. Okay, so you saying that Mr. John Brown, if he's not reduced from 100% from 2014 to 2034, that he will fall under the 20-year rule as long as he didn't commit fraud, and he's gonna be safe. Okay, respect. So you need to know that. That's when he fall under 20 years rules, as long as he ain't. Everybody show love to Martin and to who else in here? I said Betty Bops. They encouraging each other, and we thank y'all. Any question, comments, or concerns, you make sure you get this letter when you get it every year. Let me ask, put one in the chat if you've gotten this letter in the mail, if you're a disabled veteran. Put one in the chat if you received it. Usually get around January. I got mine about December, January. Let us know. Put a 1 in the chat if you received this letter. H-Town received it. The award letter, the one that you get every year. Let us know. And if you're just coming in, let us know. So U.S. Army grunt, you got your award letter that's on the screen right now. But was it correct? Mine wasn't correct. I went down there and made sure I got it right. I wasn't kicking up dust or nothing. I never got one. If you are service connected right now, you need to go up there and get one and make sure they have your proper address. Now listen, we're gonna talk about this for a reason. Now, Rage Prepper says, or is it Pepper? That's Rage Pepper, okay. The summary benefits form is solid, okay? Check what your local benefits are. We get a $250K reduction on our home, on your home value. This pays less taxes, pay less taxes. Let me ask you, what state is that, Rage Pepper? Come on now, family. Look at that form. This is what you need when you, this your tool that you need. And you need to make sure when you go, you have your DD-214 also. Everybody show love to A. Thompson. Show love to A. Thompson. Thank you for joining us, and we appreciate you being here, family. So you in Alaska. Okay, that's how they do it in Alaska. Tell us in your state, what tax exemptions do they give on homes? Do they give all the way up to 100% partial tax exemption for other people? Thank you for letting us know, Rage Pepper. Now, thank you, H-Town. I am service connected. You need to go up there and get that document. Look this video. The more you look at it, the more you learn, and the more views I get for it. Is H-Town being slick? Your state, family, you need to find out the incentive programs in your state. Did you hear what I said? Veteran incentive program by state. And we have a video on it, dealing mainly with property tax. It's hard to do each state. But we're talking today about that home. If you bought a home or you're trying to buy a home, family, we don't want you to get upset about the video about to show you, but you need to understand it's a cautionary tale. But as a veteran, you may want to buy a home, and you might want to go in there and you may want to use your tax exemption if they offer it in your state. Also, now listen to what Rage Pepper said. Also, one tax-free exemption on one vehicle, regardless of value. Now, ours, we have to pay $3 on the first one, the rest full price. That's in Texas. But Rage Pepper is in Alaska. Now, Thompson say, greeting to all veterans. Yes, if you don't mind telling us, how did you find the channel? And what's your branch of service and state or country you're currently living in? I am the H-Town vet, and my state is Texas. I was born and raised here, moved back here eventually, and I was in the U.S. Army. We don't rank people based on your branch. We love all of the branches. How does somebody say when they're trying to get out of mind? My best friend was in the Navy. But we never see you with your best friend, H-Town. Huh? Everybody show love to Ed Thompson. Yes, indeed. Greeting. Yes, indeed. Family, let's deal with these property tax. Are the property tax in your state considered high? We've went over them. I don't have time to do it today. You know, we didn't set up to do it today. We'll go over another time. But they're pretty high here in Texas because we have no state taxes, so they charge a lot on property tax. So family, let us continue. Property tax, let's talk about it in these VA benefits and that award level. So several states offer total property tax exemption, including Texas, Arkansas, Florida, Maryland, Michigan, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Dakota, Nebraska, Virginia, Connecticut. They have different requirements. Some you got to be 100% permanent total. Some you got to be a paraplegic. It's up on the screen here. So that's what I'm talking about tonight. And there might be a few more that we didn't add here. You need to do your due diligence for your state. Now listen, A. Thompson say, I have been following your content since it recommended by Raider HQ, USMC. Yes, it's the United States Marine Corps. Respect. Thank you. And I recommend his channel too. Now listen, Betty Bob say 10 likes, 10 watching. So if those of you that don't know about Raider HQ's channel, go over there and subscribe and support his channel. Now, what we don't do, we don't say, hey, I'm about to leave here and go over there. Or when you over there, don't be saying, hey, I like you, Raider, but I'm going over there to H-Town. We don't do that on lives, okay? So we stay focused on what we're doing. We respect each other's channel. But it been very helpful to me. Now listen what Betty Bob say. We got 10 likes, 14 watching. Please click that like button like it owe you rent. Oh, click it like you're doing a drive-by. Oh, Lord. Please subscribe into the family. Yes, and please. Come on, subscribe and get in there with us. Come on, walk with us a while. We're going to tell you information. We have an extremely competent chat. Charlton say Pennsylvania got 6% sales tax, 7% state income tax. Pennsylvania is a tax state for freedom. Wow. And I'm gonna tell you, Virginia, when I was up there, they're a Commonwealth. Now let's go into it, family. Oops. You filed for your property tax. You thought you got it. You bought the house. You put your exemption on there and things didn't work out. They still sending you a tax bill. Oops. What you do? You get shocked. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on now. Wait a minute. That's going to throw you off guard. When it comes to VA benefits, you better be very careful with any VA benefits, whether it's a rating, because they'll try to come back and reduce your rating, whether it be a benefit that you were qualified for, but then they come back and say, you got to pay for this. Hold on, I got this here. We're going to explain the trick bag today. Can we do it? Can we talk, family? Don't get caught off guard. Oh, Lord, what did H-Town say? Not just when it comes to what people tell you, but when it comes to your benefits, what people tell you you qualify for. Oh, we're going to submit the paperwork, verify information that anybody tell you, because it could cost you your money, and then double check it. You hear what H-Town said. You better have a check. I remember Richard Pryor, he said he didn't just have an accountant. He had an accountant watching the other accountant, and he was watching both of them. Huh? He would call him in the middle of the night. Now, you say that was what, 18 million? What you say? Yeah, you got to watch, verify. Now, Rage Pepper say, sorry, I got to bounce to medical appointments. I want you to be safe. Y'all take care and wish you all the best. Now, he's saying he's going to a medical appointment. That's cool. But other than that, don't divert off the channel. Now, great job. We want to wish you the best. Let us know how it go when you get back. Status update, family. That's why, Betty Bops, you need to go in there and get your award letter and make sure you look over the one we went over today to make sure they have all the pertinent information, that all your disabilities, and when you receive them, your address, your name, they may have something else on there. Check all that. Make sure everything's proper. Get an update when it comes to you. Oh, what an update you need. You need proof that when you file for that 100% exemption on your property tax, where you pay total tax exemption, that it went through, that it's reflected, not just with the tax assessor office, also with your mortgage company. Why? Because your mortgage company, you might have it where it's escrowed in your taxes. They might keep paying taxes. And the tax assessor office, even though you got a full exemption, they might keep getting the money anyway. They ain't gonna keep it all, so we're gonna let this play. Oh, did you hear what I said? See, H-Town bring you the real information now. Wish him the best. Here we go. What do you need? I'm gonna go into that in a minute. Okay, we'll go into that. First, we're gonna go, because that's what proof of what? Future proof when stuff come up. Hold on, give me a second. We'll go over that in a minute, because I want to go over this here. Here we go. This gentleman here, this veteran, retired veteran, what is the situation? What happened? We're about to talk about it. Family, can we talk about it? He put a tax exemption on his house. So why is it saying on this, how my $1 million home $1 million home is gone. How can a disabled veteran $100 million home be gone? What? What is that? I'm confused. How can a $1 million home that a veteran was paying the proper mortgage payment be gone? Well, we're about to explain. I don't know if it's gone yet, but we're about to explain, okay? We're about to break it down like only H-Town can. This happened, this news came out, I think, 5 days ago. Oh, I see y'all listening. Let me get my stuff straight. Let me know, put speakers in the chat if y'all can hear, because you need to be aware of these things. How can he afford $1 million house? Wow. They said it's $1 million. I don't know. Oh, hold on. Is my sound okay? I didn't know the music was still on. Was my sound okay? Let me know, because sometimes the music messes things up. Let us know. Give me a second here. Okay, family, we back and we about to get into this. So the sound is good. Okay. Even with the speakers. Okay, that's good. Even with the music in the background. Okay. Oh, she said, is my sound good too? Okay, U.S. Army grunt. I bet the payments had to be super high, 10,000 per month or better. I don't know if his house was that much. We about to find out. We about to get into it, family. Did you hear what I said? Say, oh, shipmate means video. Okay. So the video sounds good. Here we go. Here we go. We about to get with the, pull it up here. As we said, family, fair use, fair use. This is for informative and educational purposes only, to make sure veterans don't make certain mistakes, and always be mindful and guard their VA benefits, and don't trust anything somebody telling them. Verify and then double check. Verify. So fair use, fair use. Okay, here we go, fam. Let's listen to what's going on. So let's listen to this, fam. Y'all ready? Here we go.
A paperwork mistake and fight between a suburban veteran could lose his home. A paperwork mistake and fight between the county and his bank have put it at risk.
Yeah, a lot. And hopefully we have stepped in at the right time and can help him save his home. It's now.
So it's a fight between the mortgage company and the people dealing with at the tax assessor office, the city. 6 million lost by seniors by scams last year. Wow, that's crazy. Here we go. Listen, fam.
In foreclosure, we first met Martin Guest a year ago, facing a $10,000 plus property tax bill. Since then, things have gotten so much worse.
If I have to get out of here, I don't even know where I'm gonna go. Literally, I have no idea where I would go.
A suburban homeowner and military veteran is facing the possible loss of his home after a prolonged series of administrative mistakes, misapplied records, and unresolved coordination failures between a county government and his mortgage lender caused the property to be placed into foreclosure. The situation developed gradually over more than a year. And
so one thing, it doing gradually over a year, we shouldn't apply for stuff and then go sit back and chill. And I'm not trying to beat up on our brother here, but you need to, as soon as you do stuff, follow up, double check, triple check until you got something in your hand. Did you hear what I said? I want y'all to listen to what I'm telling you. Fam, until you got something in your hand, won't you listen? One, you want in your hand something that shows that you qualify for the tax exemption. They call it a DVX approval letter here in Texas. You get your version of that in the state that you're in. Whether you get partial property tax exemption, you want that DVX approval letter and the date. We kept all the other information off, of course. Now, then when you get your tax statement, look up to the right where it says you get the homestead exemption, veteran exemption, 100% exempt vet. Then say, don't trust that. Go down to where all the taxes are and look to the right in that box to the left, 000, February 26, 20, whatever, 000. You're looking for all zeros. One time they charged me like a penny. I don't know why. I didn't have to pay it. Y'all better be careful. You hear what I said? You need something showing that you qualify for it and something showing that they applied it properly. I hope that's clear, fam. Huh? H-Town over here trying to break it down. Can I do that? Can we talk, fam? Because you want to be great. Now let's get back to it. Fair use, fair use. Now listen, what I just told you, and listen to his situation, because I want you to have a mindset of what's going on.
And centers on repeated failures to properly apply a legally granted property tax exemption, even after multiple official confirmations established that no property taxes were owed. The homeowner, Martin Guest, served in the United States Army for 21 years. Following his military service, he returned to civilian life and became a single father, raising a teenage son.
I don't think it's $1 million house. It could be, depending on what neighborhood it is. I don't know why they put that man business out there. I think they did that to be salacious.
Seeking long-term stability and a permanent place to live, Martin decided to purchase a home that would provide consistency for his family. His goal was to secure housing that he could afford and maintain while raising his child, without the uncertainty that can come with renting or frequent moves. In the summer of 2023, Martin purchased a modest home in Glenwood, a suburban community near Chicago. The property
So he's in Chicago. It's a modest home. So it wasn't no, I don't think it's no $1 million.
was sold by another disabled veteran, and the transaction was completed through standard legal and financial processes. At the time
Okay, that's right. Chicago being one of my state location. I apologize. Yeah, I'm in Texas. I'm thinking Texas. I apologize.
of purchase, Martin qualified for a property tax exemption under state
Let me go back over that part.
legal and financial processes. At the time of purchase, Martin qualified for a property tax exemption under state law due to his disability status. This exemption is designed to reduce or eliminate property tax obligations for qualifying individuals. And in Martin's case, it meant that he should not be required to pay property taxes on his primary residence. When Martin moved into the home, there was no
it said that he would not pay property tax on his primary residence. Depending on the state, it's your primary residence, where you live the most, where you get the total tax exemption.
When Martin moved into the home,
Hold on. I want to hear that part again.
and in Martin's case, it meant that he should not be required to pay property taxes on his primary residence. When Martin moved into the home, there was no immediate indication that the exemption would become a problem. He began making his mortgage payments as required and expected that his housing expenses would remain stable. The home was intended to be a fresh start, a place where he and his son could settle and build a routine without ongoing financial uncertainty. Within months of moving in, Martin began receiving official correspondence related to the property. Among these communications was a property tax bill issued by Cook County.
So how long before he started getting them? He ended up getting these bills. Okay, they didn't say nobody verified to make sure from the mortgage company, or was it from the tax? Let's see.
Correspondence related to the property. uncertainty. Within months of moving in, Martin began receiving official correspondence related to the property.
So official correspondence, let's see what it was about.
Among these communications was a property tax bill issued by Cook County.
So the Cook County, the tax assessor, whatever they call him in Illinois, sent him a tax bill.
The bill totaled approximately $10,000.
Within months of him moving in, a few months.
The amount immediately raised concern, as it directly conflicted with Martin's understanding of his exemption status.
So he had a form with his bank, and right there, right above the little house thing, that's part of his form.
Based on his disability classification, he should not have owed any property taxes at all. The arrival of the tax bill marked the beginning of an ongoing and escalating problem. Martin contacted county officials to address the discrepancy. After reviewing the situation, Cook County acknowledged that the tax bill had been issued in error.
Okay, here's the problem, family. Because they sent him a tax bill, you following me? Even though he wasn't supposed to get one, then admitted that, you know what, it's our bag, we messed up, we shouldn't have gave you a tax bill for $10,000, but they sent it to the mortgage company. Now the game has changed. So regardless of you saying you sorry, you sent one not just to me, because my taxes are in escrow, the brother's taxes are in escrow with his mortgage payment. My Lord. Huh? So if you have a disabled, you have 100% when you move into a house, don't escrow no taxes, because you're not gonna have no taxes. But because of the VA home loan, you might have to escrow taxes, even though you may not have to pay them, because I think it's a requirement with a VA home loan, even though you might be 100% disabled veteran and don't pay them. So that's the trick bag.
The county determined that Martin's exemption had not been properly applied to the property at the time the assessment was made.
They're showing a shortage of $1,500 a month. And
For the last 5
because
months,
they
right?
have incorrectly put this in, they have now put him in foreclosure.
To correct the mistake,
Oh, you heard it right. They had put his home in foreclosure because there was a shortage on taxes. Because they connected the taxes to the mortgage payment. If you don't pay the taxes that the mortgage company pay for you in escrow, that's part of bringing it into foreclosure.
county issued a certificate of error. This document formally stated that the original property tax assessment was incorrect.
So meaning he wasn't supposed to be charged anything. It don't matter at this point. They in error. You're gonna be the one had a problem. Why? Now it's not a problem if the mortgage company send the escrow money, they pay the taxes and you pay them back, right? If they send the tax money, you listening to me. If they send the tax money to the tax assessor office at the county or city municipality, and they send all the money back, no problem. But do you think they sent all the money back? He didn't owe anything. Let's see.
As a result of the correction, the county reduced Martin's property tax obligation to $0. The certificate of error confirmed that Martin did not owe property taxes on the home and that the original bill should not have been issued. Although this correction addressed the immediate issue with the county's records, it did not resolve the broader problem.
So updating something on paper don't solve the problem. And we'll get to y'all other statements, okay? Let's see. San Diego Marine say, evening, veteran family. Glad you in here, brother. Glad everybody show love to him. So listen to what our brother Charlton said. Right, H-Town, the yearly mortgage interest statement, IRS Form 1098 says real taxes paid, but not to who? Come on now. Now let's see what Betty Bob said. Betty Bob says its location and the house look like crap in Elliott City, Maryland, They are $1 million homes. Oh, okay. 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 It's the location. Yeah, they say the three things you should be concerned about is location, location, location. Everybody show love to brother Sandy, to San Diego Marine. I don't know if it's male or female. Go ahead. Let's continue.
Martin's mortgage lender, U.S. Bank, continued to treat the property as taxable. The lender's internal records.
So even though the tax office did not treat it as taxable, his mortgage company did. So you got two different groups. He's stuck in the middle and he's facing all the consequences.
Did not reflect the county's correction, creating a disconnect between the official tax assessment and the lender's accounting. Because the lender believed property taxes were owed, those amounts were included in Martin's monthly mortgage calculations.
Now, here's the thing. What he wasn't showing, and what I had to learn, what I learned after dealing with the VA, is this. Oh, boy. Here we go, family. Did he have that, we call it in Texas, the disabled X approval letter? He could have sent that to his mortgage company and then verified with the tax assessor office their statement saying he paid zero taxes. I would have demanded all that. That's what I did. I don't trust him. You do your due diligence to the best of your ability. Okay?
Property taxes are often collected by lenders through escrow accounts, with the lender paying the taxes on behalf of the homeowner. In this case, the lender's belief that taxes were owed caused Martin's required monthly mortgage payment to increase significantly. The inclusion of non-existent tax obligations nearly doubled Martin's mortgage payment. This placed a substantial financial strain on his household. Despite the increase, Martin continued to make his payments, believing that the issue would be corrected.
So he continued to make his payments, thinking that the issue would be corrected. You don't trust nobody when it comes to your business, not the tax office, local tax office, or the mortgage company. Oh, it's going to be all right. Never do that. And I'm just saying, this is a cautionary tale. My brother did everything he could do. I would have done if I didn't know better, because, we just thinking you do the right thing, it's going to work out. Been burnt too many times.
Once the proper documentation was reviewed and applied by the lender.
So he thought it was going to be all right. Now listen to this here.
Believing that the issue would be corrected once the proper documentation was reviewed and applied by the lender. Over time, Martin continued.
He thought it was going to be all right. Gee, how can you prove a negative, right? You get that letter.
To receive correspondence related to his mortgage and escrow account. The paperwork reflected the inflated payment amounts and indicated that taxes were being collected and paid on his behalf. This continued even though the county had already confirmed that his tax obligation was zero. In August of the following year, the Cook County Assessor's Office issued another letter addressing Martin's situation. This letter explicitly confirmed his property tax exemption status. It stated that Martin was exempt from paying property taxes due to his disability, and that the exemption was valid for the property.
The thing is, just getting letters don't mean nothing. You have to actually do your due diligence and go up there and raise some sand with the mortgage company taking it. You can't sit back. I'm not saying he did, but once you get in the trick bag, it's hard to get out.
The purpose of the letter was to provide clear, authoritative documentation that could be used to correct any remaining errors. The confirmation letter was provided to U.S. Bank. Despite receiving this documentation, the lender did not update Martin's account to remove the tax charges. The bank continued to list him as responsible for property taxes and maintain the higher mortgage payment that included those charges.
You're about to find out why he was still being charged. This is on the slick side of the game dealing with the tax assessor office.
During this period, U.S. Bank paid property taxes to Cook County on Martin's behalf. These payments were made automatically based on the lender's internal escrow calculations. The payments occurred even though county records showed that Martin owed no property taxes. When Cook County processed the payments, it issued a partial refund to the mortgage company. The refund
Oh, partial refund. So even though he didn't owe no taxes to Cook County, they didn't just send all the money back. They did a partial refund. Why would they do a partial refund? Why didn't they give back the mortgage lender the whole amount since he didn't owe any taxes, this disabled veteran?
did not cover the full amount that had been paid in error.
Listen to this.
Fund to the mortgage company. The refund did not cover the full amount that had been paid in error.
So when they got the money back at the mortgage company, they didn't get the full amount back. Why?
The reasons for the partial refund were tied to administrative processing rather than a determination that Martin owed any portion of the taxes.
So guess what they did? They did a processing fee over at Cook County tax office. So they say, yeah, he don't owe no taxes, but we sure can hit them fees on him. And then we'll give you what's left over back to the mortgage company. The heck with how it affect the veteran.
Ever since I've been in this home, I have never missed a payment.
The partial refund created additional complications. Because the lender did not receive a full refund, its records showed an ongoing shortage in Martin's escrow account. This shortage was not caused by missed payments or underpayment by Martin. Instead, it resulted from the lender paying taxes that were not owed and not receiving the full amount back. Over the course of several months, the lender documented what it described as an escrow deficit. According to individuals familiar with the case, the recorded shortage amounted to approximately $1,500 per month. This shortage accumulated over roughly 5 months.
$1,500 a month. My God, cold game, San Diego Marine says. Now listen to Charlton said that's messed by Maryland tax assessment. That's messed. Okay, yes. Oh, wow. How is everyone doing? Doing good.
Creating a substantial balance that the lender considered unpaid. Despite this accounting, Martin had not missed any mortgage payments. He had paid the amounts billed to him consistently since purchasing the home. The alleged shortfall existed only because of the lender's continued inclusion of property tax charges that had already been invalidated by county officials.
So just because they invalidated, that doesn't change. The mortgage company won't, hey, we didn't get all our money back from the tax assessor in Cook County outside of Chicago. So guess what? He $1,500 a month, clocking up with interest, with fees. We have Jason M. Everybody show love. Say, hey, fam. Yes, indeed.
Based on the escrow shortage reflected in its records, the lender treated Martin's account as delinquent. As a result, foreclosure proceedings were initiated. Martin received a foreclosure notice informing him that his home was now officially in foreclosure.
Now, this is a man that hadn't missed the payment. Now, I don't know if he paid the extra with the taxes and stuff because he didn't owe them. So if he'd have paid them, he probably would have never got that money back. This from a week ago, fam.
Due to the alleged payment deficiency. The foreclosure notice significantly escalated the situation. At the time it arrived, Martin had been living in the home for approximately 1 year. Throughout that time, he had made all required mortgage payments. The foreclosure was not triggered by a failure to pay, but by unresolved administrative errors tied to property taxes that he did not owe.
So if it's an administrative area from the property tax office, tax assessor, whatever they called it, in their area of Chicago, near Chicago. Why he the one getting punished? Why is his house put in foreclosure? Because they wanted that little fees from processing it. Greedy, right? And then what's the name say? They don't care. We just blame the homeowner. That's what the mortgage company said. Betty Bob said we have 15 likes and 12 watching. Thank y'all for being here, family. Now listen, we need to cover serious problems like this so we understand what's going on and how we can get caught up even when we're doing everything the right way. Now listen to Charlton. I had trouble with my county tax assessor back in 2010. The tax assessor came over the table and yelled at me. Appeals court yelled, troublemaker. Whoa. You didn't give him that 5-finger discount, did you? Charlton, did you give him that 5-finger discount? Oh man. Now, San Diego say that has to be mentally draining. Yes, because he has no control over what happened because the mistake wasn't made by him. Now listen, Martin says hopefully he sues and gets a lot for anxiety. Yes, that should, but how can you can you really sue the property tax people like that? Maybe. Charlton say the property tax in Texas are quite high. Yeah, quite high, family. On my home, I probably have to pay close to a month, $800 to $1,000. Thank God for the exemption. Martin say, or the 1-finger salute. Oh boy, you cutting up. I gave Navy. Oh, you gave Navy a salute. You gave the Navy salute. I don't know what that is. Y'all dangerous.
Upon receiving the notice, Martin expressed concern about the possibility of losing his home. He worried that he and his teenage son could be forced to leave the property. He also considered the impact on their emotional support dog, which had been part of their household during the transition into the home. The threat of foreclosure introduced immediate uncertainty. Martin faced questions about where he and his son would go if the foreclosure process continued. The situation was especially difficult given that the home was intended to provide long-term stability after years of service and sacrifice. Since moving into the property, Martin had not experienced the stability he expected.
So you know the brother, he's a retired, 21 years he did in the military. I think it was the Army. I forget if I'm wrong, I apologize. But he wanted relaxation. He got his son there, he got his support dog, and it's been drama since day one. Fam, let's talk about it. Let's see what's up. Let them talk.
Instead of settling into the home, his time there had been dominated by official letters, billing statements, and legal notices. The ongoing issues prevented him from feeling secure in his housing situation. Those assisting Martin emphasized that the foreclosure process was advancing, even as efforts were underway to correct the underlying errors. Although the tax exemption had been confirmed multiple times, the foreclosure proceeded on a separate timeline, governed by lender policies and legal deadlines.
So hold on, how you got two sets of laws? That's why I like what Martin says. The VA should offer free legal support for cases like this. I totally agree. That's why I think being a disabled veteran should be a legal status. That way they'll be discriminated against the disabled. It should be a legal status. Or you being disabled, period. You should be able to file that they're discriminating against you as a veteran and a disabled veteran. You had to get a bail money for me. Oh, you be cutting up, huh?
In response to inquiries about the case, the Cook County Assessor's Office acknowledged that errors and missing paperwork had contributed to the situation. Officials stated that the exemption was valid.
Contributed to the situation? You mean his house being going toward foreclosure? Situation? The exemption was valid? All these government words? What do you do when you caught, have you ever been caught up in government red tape and chaotic, and you was caught in the middle between two government agencies? Let us know.
And that the issue would be corrected. However, no specific timeline was provided for when all records would be fully aligned or when the lender's account would reflect the corrections. The absence of a clear resolution timeline created additional concern. Foreclosure proceedings operate under strict schedules, and once initiated, they can continue unless formally stopped. This
What's formally stopped? And they sitting back at the tax assessor's office. Nobody probably got fired. Not doing nothing to help this man stop his home from going into foreclosure. He won't be able to qualify for another home if it goes into foreclosure for a long time. What happens to his exemption? Well, he can't use it because how you gonna get a home unless he pay cash for it? This is crazy.
raised the possibility that the foreclosure could advance faster than the administrative corrections needed to resolve the tax discrepancy. At the time the situation was reviewed, Martin's home remained in foreclosure. Although county officials indicated that the exemption issue would be fixed, the foreclosure filing had not yet been withdrawn. This left Martin and his family in an uncertain position, unsure whether the corrections would occur in time to prevent further action. A letter from the Cook County assessor was sent directly to U.S. Bank's tax department in Minnesota.
So the tax assessor is they sent their information directly to the mortgage lender. Why don't they send back those fees that they charged them? Since they charge fees, even though they weren't supposed to take the money, instead of sending the whole amount back to the mortgage company, they took the fees. So you think that it only gave them back a partial payment to the mortgage company? You think they want part of the money? Don't give them no letter saying, well, it's this, and that, and you kept part of the money. Give them all the money back and the fees. The news coverage probably made someone fix the problem faster. I hope so. Greed from Brother Jason. And Martin, I hope so, Martin.
Letter outlined Martin's exemption status and addressed the errors that had led to the incorrect tax charges. It was intended to prompt the lender to update its records and remove the charges from Martin's account. Despite repeated outreach, U.S. Bank did not immediately respond regarding the letter or the foreclosure status. The lack of communication added to the difficulty of resolving the issue while the foreclosure clock continued to run. Those involved in assisting Martin expressed hope that intervention had occurred at a critical moment. They also acknowledged that until the lender formally corrected its records and halted the foreclosure process, the risk of losing the home remained. The case illustrates how administrative breakdowns between government agencies and financial institutions can have serious consequences for homeowners.
Well, who I blame, and y'all have your own opinion, I blame the tax assessor, the government agency, the tax assessor office that did not send the whole amount back to the lender, the bank that he financed his home with. Because when they didn't send it all the way back, they like, well, we're not going to take a loss. They being greedy, taking a little extra money out. Well, we're going to get you on an administrative fee, even though he don't owe no taxes. Since you sent us a letter, you're going to have to pay for sending us the letter. Even though it's our fault, you sent us the money anyway.
In this situation, paperwork errors, delayed corrections, and misaligned records resulted in foreclosure proceedings against a homeowner who was legally exempt from the charges that triggered them. Throughout the process, Martin maintained that he had fulfilled all of his responsibilities as a homeowner. He purchased the property legally, qualified for the appropriate exemptions, and made every required mortgage payment.
So when he qualified property, he paid everything that was supposed to be paid. How can you win if you did everything right? And apparently I hadn't watched the whole thing, he did some of his due diligence, but you got to check right off the bat and get a paper from them showing that you have.
The problems arose solely from how those exemptions were processed, recorded, and recognized by the institutions involved. As the situation continued to unfold, Martin and his family remained in limbo. The outcome depended on whether the necessary corrections would be implemented before the foreclosure process advanced further. Until that happened, the home he purchased in hopes of stability remained at risk, highlighting the lasting impact that unresolved administrative errors can have on individuals and families.
If I have to get out of here, I don't even know where I'm going to go.
Now, the assessor responded to our story, acknowledging the errors and missing paperwork and promised the issue would be corrected. But here's the problem. The clock is ticking and it's unclear how long this will take. Guest home is already in foreclosure, and there's a real fear here that the process could move faster than the corrections, putting everything his fought for at risk.
A suburban.
Wow. So H-Town saying to you, let's see what Betty Bob say. Family, we wasn't trying to just bring you bad news. We trying to bring you the truth. Because this fellow veteran brother didn't do nothing to deserve what he got. Now, the people we should complain about is when the tax assessor office took part of the money as administrative fees and didn't send the whole amount back to the mortgage company who paid the escrow taxes. That's where they messed up. That's crooked. Betty Bob say, H-Town, those administrators are not that much. Okay. They keep the rest of those though. Yeah, if you didn't send them all back, that's why they hustling. Both of them might be hustling in. They keep all their money back. Okay. He would do squatters' rights and get that corrected. Are they trying to cut down on crack down on squatter rights? You don't want to live under that kind of stress, people showing up at your house. That's embarrassing too, trying to get you to get out. None of this is his fault. None. Fam, what do we do? What do we do? Make sure if you have a tax exemption, especially a total lease tax exemption from a bank, from a property tax, because of your VA disability, you have your form. This is the part of the form up top here for Texas. Local area here. Shipmate. Some states require the squatter to pay the property tax. Catch 22. My God. You can't win. And you need to make sure you have the statement showing zero balance. I may need to pull that back. You see down at the bottom, you get your statement from them showing that you don't owe anything. I don't know if he got that. When I get the exemption, I go in there and, hey, can I get that tax statement? And you keep watch for it. Future proof. You get this information so you have proof in the future. Say New York and Alabama will just put you out. Wow, that's cold. Because think about it. What if this all messed up and you've passed away and your dependent, because if they get death indemnity insurance, they can get a VA home loan too, or they can just add it on to yours, and all this chaos is going on. In Texas, if you have 100% rating, that exemption, 100% exemption on taxes because you're 100%, your spouse can use it too. Wow, so you want to make sure everything's straight for your dependents. That's why you need future proof. And we do, tragic, this happened to the brother. Man, $1 million house, wow. Now, family, did we cover it? What is your question, comments, and concerns about these issues? Let us know. How do you feel? What's your reaction on this? Was it anything he could have done to deal with this dilemma? So when you getting it, you make sure you have your paperwork and you go back and verify again and again. I go back, I ain't been there in years. I need to go up there and make sure everything's straight. And make sure you have all the documents that we meant, your award letter. So did we answer the question? Yes, no, or maybe? Let us know. Did we clarify what should be done about the problem? And do you have any other information? Yes, no, maybe. What could have been done? He could have watched this like a hawk. Yeah, you don't sit back and wait. And who you need to watch? the tax assessor office, because if they don't put the bill out there, the mortgage company is not sending the money. They're going to send an estimate anyway. You know what? They send an estimated amount. Then you get on the tax assessor. Don't you take any of this money and no fees, because that causes a domino effect. Yes, you covered it, H-Town, but I was happy, now sad. Now, we hope everything work out for our brother. This was a week ago. God, dog. Yes, you did answer the question, but I'm just trying to, you know, all the stories don't have a happy ending. Now we at a maybe ending. We don't know, but we want nobody to get caught up in this because it's unfair. Now, family, I want you to stay on code. When you hear people come into the room and start trolling, harassing the channel, let me handle it, and we're going to be good, okay? But y'all put them foxes, I don't care who it is, put them foxes and them troll emojis in the chat. Now, we're not going to cover VA law. This is going to be a short one because we're going to do them more often so we don't have to do as long. Veteran news, we won't cover today. Yes, we are. Fair use, fair use. Yes, we are going to cover news today. It's going to be short. We want to thank our brother Jay Oliver. Any questions from y'all, family? Yes, we are going to cover it. Yes, we are. Now, I'm assuming I didn't get to see this all the way, but we're going to. Let's see. Oh, vet. I don't know if this is one of these people that help veterans with benefits, but I'm assuming that's what they were saying. Fair use. Fair use. What Jay Allen was saying the other night. Let me see if they cover that. VetCom us. Let's see. Let's see. Fair use. Oh, don't say that. I cover some of y'all stuff. Oh, Lord. This just one thing. We're going to cover some of you. We'll pull one of y'all stuff up too, okay? Here we go. I'm sorry. I just going to, okay, I'll cover y'all stuff too. She say, you covered, hey, so he's your favorite, not our stuff. We about to cover some of y'all. I hadn't been covering stuff. I'm sorry. Here we go. Let's see what's going on here.
All right, everybody. Kate Monroe, CEO of VetCom. I had the pleasure today of being with Secretary Doug Collins in his hearing, I guess it was. What's one thing that you want veterans to know if they're looking at this new VA? What do you want them to know?
I want them to know that the Secretary has their best interests at heart. That's my only concern. I'm not here for any promotion job or anything else. I'm here to do a job that says the VA is a service organization for vets. Bottom line, end of story. That's what my goal is. Don't let the ones who don't want to change the VA scare you. You come straight to the sources. We'll make sure that you get the right answer.
Yeah, stop scaring veterans.
Exactly.
Thank you so
appreciate y'all.
All right, everybody.
Okay, y'all look up VetCom and see that's what that is. I'm about to pull up something else here. So fair use, because our sister, she did have some good things. I have them here. I didn't want to keep y'all long, but we're going to handle it. Oh, boy. Good old Pennsylvania. Thank our sister Betty Box for giving us. Look, she brought it up. Look, yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's why I just pulled up, sister. I'm about to pull it up now. Fair use, fair use. Hold on. I'm not a bot. No, I'm not a bot. Here we go, sister. I had it right here, so I apologize. Sister, we've been kind of moving. Here we go. Family, it's been some fraud going on. Did you hear me? She got on my case real good, especially, let's see, say, especially about the fraud again. Here we go. The United States Attorney Office, Eastern District of Pennsylvania. We want to thank our sister Betty Box for providing this information and giving me the proper tongue lashing. We thank you. Look at say, shipmate, Send teacher H-Town a bushel of apples. H-Town, I'm messing with you. Yeah, but I need to get this information out. You got a right to get on my case, even if you're messing with me. So listen, press release. Montgomery County man who fraudulently obtained more than $240,000 in disability benefits from the VA sentenced to 18 months in prison. Now, do you know where that Montgomery County is? Brother Charleston, you from Pennsylvania. Let us know. Is he kin to you? Now let's listen to here. You know it ain't a funny situation, but we that lets them know they handle the business when fraud happens. This was Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. Starting here, Philadelphia, United States Attorney David Metcalf announced that Victor Milburn, 52 years old, of King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. What in the world? Where is King of Prussia? That's a long name for a city. Somebody was real egotistical. Have you ever heard of that, Brother Charleston? King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, was sentenced today to 18 months in prison, 3 years of supervised release, $241,690 in restitution. He only stole $240,000. Oh, they gonna get him for administrative fees. Y'all know about these administrative fees. And a $1,000 special assessment by United States Judge Paul S. Diamond for defrauding the Department of Veteran Affairs out of approximately $241,260 in benefits. Man, this is deep. The defendant was charged by indictment in August of 2022. So this has been a long time coming, family, 4 years, and pled guilty in September of last year to 10 counts of theft of government funds. Family, this is heavy. I want to find out about this Prussia, then I'm going to finish reading some more of this. This is heavy, family. People that do this garbage do nothing but hurt veterans. Yes, indeed. Yeah, and then other people like the Washington Post, they be all over this type of stuff. Charlton said, yes, that is a county jail needs 24 months of state prison. Yeah. They gonna make money off of them. Betty said, yes, I lived in King Prussia, Pennsylvania. Wow, that's a unique name. That's extremely unique. Now let's see. As detailed in court filings and admitted to by the defendant, from December the 1st, 2013, this is a long time, family, December 1st, 2013 through December the 1st, 2022. Tell me how long that is. How many years is that? Milburn knowingly defrauded the VA by claiming that he was severely disabled and unable to work due to service-connected injuries in order to receive disability benefits to which he was not entitled. You say, well, H-Town, we got you on this one, H-Town. H-Town, you can't work if you're 100% disabled. No, he was getting it for unemployability, most likely, based on him not being, well, it was based on him not being employable. And he didn't tell him he went back to work. Huh? Because he was supposed to work in a sheltered environment. You're supposed to notify the VA. So, but he started put on that form every year. Nope, I ain't working. But now they go straight to your Social Security. They go to the IRS and see if you work. They don't ask you no more, from what I heard. Charleston, That's why you can't get your 100% because these people stealing it from you. Betty said that's 9 years this man got the money. Shipmate Betty Bob, is this getting on Pennsylvania Navy Vets Day? Oh man. Yes, that's the way I'm filing. I'm feeling, wow. Man, this is crazy. Let us continue. Where did I stop at? Okay, I had the dates, Melbourne. In reality, the defendant led a very active lifestyle, starting to sound familiar, right? Including international travel, running his own business, and doing intensive physical workouts multiple times a week. Milburn used the funds he stole from the VA to support his preferred lifestyle, including frequent dinners out and luxury vacations. Wow, they had to bring that up. If you get the money right, you can go. It don't matter how you spend the money, but he did it fraudulently, right? That matters. This case was investigated by the Department of Veteran Affairs, of Office of Inspector General, and FBI Philadelphia Fort Washington resident agency, and prosecuted by Special Assistant United States Attorney Laura Bradbury, and Assistant United States Attorney Anthony, I ain't gonna even try to pronounce that name, and Mary Teresa Solis. Man, fam, they had everybody going out there. Fam, did we cover it? That's some wild stuff right there. I bet Victor was single. Probably was. He was out there going on these vacations. That's why he kept it hid for so long. Yeah, because if he made a woman mad, she'd tell it on him or whoever he was dating. Family, that's crazy, ain't it? So family, we thank you, and we'll cover more news. I'm gonna do my best to get that. But where's Doug Collins? Where's Doug Collins? Where's our Dougie? Where's Dougie at? So family, we will be covering Black History. I'm gonna cover a little bit today because this is Black History Month. And we're gonna go over some information that's pertinent for those that haven't been in the channel. And we're gonna cover new information too. And we call ourselves Foundation of Black Americans, many of us, because we are foundational to this country, but we are Black Americans, not immigrants. Jabuzi, this guy just won a country music award, and he said immigrants built the country. No, Black Americans, and there was white people here too, but we built it. Black people was the foundation because nothing got done until we got here. When the colonists got here, they starved. Until we got in the mix, all of them, almost all of them failed until we started growing stuff. So you know, this guy, he's Nigerian or something. He's African. But he's talking about immigrants bill. That's a lie, because they wasn't here 20 years ago, 30 years ago when they wasn't doing anything when my family was here. When they wasn't nowhere around, but people come in. Then he switched it and said, "Oh, I'm sorry. No, Black people, we Black people." Then he became French. We Black people did this. We're saying we're a distinct group as Black Americans, those that descend from the freemen. Okay, that's the history we're talking about. Then he say, it's Black History Month, February 1st. I mean, he said a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I bet Victor was single. See, that's why he kept hidden so long. Are you coming back on later? No, not later. It's at 19 likes and 12 watching. So family, we want to cover a few things, and when we're going to close out, that we understand Black History Month. We always want to make it clear that Black patriotism to this country, those of us that come from the soil that's been here from the beginning, even before there was an American who built it, that even when the American Revolution, we were the first people to shed blood. To be specific, his name was Crispus Attucks, the first to shed blood for this country during the American Revolution in the Boston Massacre. in 1770, Crispus Attucks, a native black. Wow. You mean he was red native? No, he was a native black man. Because the first became the first casualty of the American Revolution when he was shot and killed in what would became known as the Boston Massacre. Yes, indeed. And he was a runaway slave, and he owned property. And all the people he sacrificed for the country, they took the land from his children. They went to court and still lost the land because the patriots wasn't all patriotic. And then that flag was sewn. She helped sewn it, Grace Switcher. Okay. Let's see what they say around 1810. Grace Switcher. She was born free, but she was an indentured servant. Her mom like loaned her out to do the flag. She helped design the flag that we have today. And this is one of the original flags, actually from the battle. Grace Switcher, a freeborn black girl from Baltimore, Maryland, helped stitch the Star Spangled Banner during the 6-year apprenticeship she began with white flag maker Mary Pickergill around 1810. So every time it's something significant, we all in it because we saw this as our country. We in the mix of everything. Now, she was not an immigrant. She was an American. You say, but they ain't become a citizen. Now, black people was American citizens before that. Yeah, they in several states. Then they made a deal right after the American Revolution. George Washington said, we're just going to make them all slaves. Did you know that? And we served in every war in this country. That brother in the middle, he looked like my cousin. He the one cutting his eyes over. I always crack up that third guy from the left in the front. He looked like, what y'all talking about? He looked like somebody I know, but this from the 1800s. And Memorial Day was invented by black people, black American freemen and veterans, black veteran freemen. So it was in Charleston. Almost your name. And that what happened after the Civil War, the white soldiers did not really like each other like that. So they wasn't trying to come together under, but the black people and the black soldiers came together, and that's the actual photo of it. Black residents of Charleston, 1865. They there honoring all of the fallen soldiers, okay? Specifically the ones from the North, but I mean from the Union, but all, Memorial Day. The first known Memorial Day celebration was on May 1st, 1865 in Charleston, South Carolina, and was organized by Black Americans. Those who were newly freed slaves, freemen, and those that were free blacks. The event honored Union soldiers who died fighting to end slavery. Did you hear what I said? Now check this out. No, this is a lie, sister. This is a lie. We are here. We are here, Farm Girl Rebel. Farm Girl Rebel, we here now. I'm going to start coming on at different times, fam. Now listen. Free slaves and missionaries gathered for a parade. Black school children marched with flowers and sang John Brown's Body. That's John Brown to the left. He's a white man. You say, well, why were they honoring him? He fought to end slavery. He was he put skin in the game. He went around and took out slave owners. They caught him in Harper's Ferry, Virginia, him and other blacks, free blacks to be exact. Did you hear me? Yeah, so they played a big part in it. Now, the members of the 54th Massachusetts, which was you saw in the movie Glory with Denzel Washington, he portrayed back in the 80s. The members of the 54th Massachusetts and other Black Union regiments performed marches. Black ministers recited Bible verses. The crowd laid flowers on the graves of Union soldiers, black and white. Did you hear what I said? And Abraham Lincoln said the war would not have been won unless the black soldiers came in because he promised them their freedom. Come on now. Say, oh God, yeah. Hi, Jason, San Diego. Everybody show love to our sister. We're about to leave, but go back and watch the full one, family, because we talked about a very important things when it comes to property tax. So this is Black Americans we don't sit and brag about it, but people need to thank us because we the secret sauce of this country. A lot of what goes on here, it comes from us, originality. But us as Americans, Black and white in particular, that's what made the American culture. Native Americans were here, but when it came to creating the United States, they didn't play a role in that. They were here, the red natives, but Black Native Americans and white Americans, much of this country was built between the struggle between Black and white or the cooperation between Black and white. I'm just telling the truth. Now, here we go. Everybody say, Farm Girl, you are love. Yes, indeed. Farm Girl, this is H-Town special after school. PLP. It's Black History. I'm doing a little clip because we ain't going to be alone. Y'all are mess. Oh, y'all know I was a teacher. Oh, we'll talk about Fagan another time. We'll talk about him another time. John Fagan. Family, here we go. About our channel, we're going to get ready to get out of here. Say, we meant at our channel to be informative, respectful, and our live streams and troll free. And I'm sorry that it went past it. Our live streams are Mondays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central, sometime on Tuesdays. And be looking out. Keep your what do you call it? Keep your notifications on. And I do my best to notify y'all at least a half a day or more in time. But sometime I'm going to be doing it more often now that my children are out of our school. They're hanging in there winters long. Y'all be safe out there. That's one thing too. I remember after school special, Charleston. I was a little kid. I remember after school special too. Oh man, that used to be real. If you'd like to contact us, here's our contact and donation information. Please come in there, our email, or you can go to our channel. Watch some of our videos, family, and we make shorter video clips. We're doing good with the views and the watch hours, family. Y'all are watching this stuff very good, and that's our donation information. New releases, please, if you haven't watched these the live streams, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. Y'all like the live streams more than y'all like the shorter video. Y'all will watch the long one, seem like. So watch the live streams and the videos if you can. The last one we had, new releases, 8 events triggering reduction of 100% PNT rating. Now, who can break it down like H-Town? And we broke down the VA code sheet, talking about breaking it down. The VA rating code sheet, that's a must watch. Say, yeah, Farm Girl Rubber say yes. I mean, I bet about say, yes, it was started before Christmas. Okay. Family, I thank y'all. See, we got everything out the way, and it's short here. So, family, thank you. After party, any questions, comments, or concerns, we want to hear from you. Let us know how the weather is where you at. Please do so on our way out and start telling everybody goodbye. And we thank you. Come on now. We thank you, fam. Let us know, fam. Let us know. Yes, indeed. I appreciate y'all being so supportive. What's the weather like? Here, let me see what the weather is where I'm at. The weather is 65 degrees, low of 46. So our brother Charlton said that it's 26 degrees, Pennsylvania, chilly, cold tonight. Not too cold tonight. It's pretty, it's pretty decent. I probably could wear a t-shirt outside. Now, and the temperature, family. Let us know. So, family, we about to we're about to close out, so let us know. We just want to say good evening, good afternoon. Then Farm Girl say goodbye all. And my burning question: do we think the Egyptians built the pyramids during the Bronze Age? Really a nagging question. I'd have to look at the time frame, but a lot of what they did was a culmination of what was going on in southern part of Africa and the new people. So they just one of the biggest ones, and they were closer to outside, they was at the tip of Africa. So they mathematics was created in Africa. I'll show you the stuff on that. They got actually counting things that they did. A lot of people try to say Samaria, but no, African had counting, and they had different things. I remember the mathematic tools. The first actual sculpture or artifact was of a black woman. She was obese because back then being heavy overweight was considered you were fertile. You know what I'm saying? So big women got more love back in the day. Now listen, we're gonna look into that, sister. But no aliens invented it. It wasn't no Stargate and all that. That's to trivialize the creation. They just can't redo it. They don't know how they did it. And 27 clear, and it's heat wave compared to 2 degrees. Okay. Now Betty Bob say, H-Town, have a good night and enjoy the evening. Have a beautiful Thursday. Thank you so much. Now, what's the day? Okay, today is Wednesday. I have a theory that the pyramids were built pre-flood. Now, what really they had a concern about that was the fact that those stones were not from that area. They were brought from another area close, I think, to the Nile River, and they had to pull them over there. And they think they use logs, but whenever the Asian, I think China tried to redo it, and they got all their equipment got bogged down in the mud. Lost technology, exactly. Because remember, they cut them stones at a certain degree angle, 45-degree angle, and when they put an extra stone, they wasn't all just square, they was at an angle. So if they did them wrong, how did they take them down and shave them again and put them back up there? What crane did they have? I can't tell you. You understand what I'm saying? Lost technology. Remember, the language was lost for a long time. And family, we want to thank y'all for coming in. So let's say goodbye. And I thank you for being here. We thank you for the love that you've shown us. Now let's see what say it was the rabbit hole I was delving into when I saw you were live. Yes. So basically, that's why there's pyramids in South America, because black people had came over there too. Say, God dog at H-Town, you said black people did everything. No, I'm just telling you, they moved around the world. So guess what? Go look at the heads, the Olmec statues, big black heads with big black nose and helmets, and they stand by 10, 15, 20 feet, and they were all dug in. And so there was a line of black people coming from Africa years ago. Now you take big logs. Look on YouTube. They came before Columbus. When Columbus them got here, they say they saw black Negroes. That's what it's a book that nine white explorers saw when they came here. Now there's some red natives that did come, and like the Navajo, they came about the 1300s. They came a lot later. There was some here, but there were black natives also. Good night, family. So interesting. Good night, Charleston, H-Town, San Diego, A. Thompson, Grunge, Bernie, Jason, Martin, Jim. Yes, indeed. Family, I really enjoyed y'all. And I want y'all to have a wonderful night. And I appreciate y'all kindness. And until next time. Jim Bob, not Jim Bob too. Where Jim Bob at? He bought a tractor. So family, thank you. I hate when y'all do it. I close out and y'all still have another comment. But good night, family, and thank you for everything.